Welcome back to Fast Money. As the crypto market crumbled this year, crypto hedge funds followed suit, but there could be signs that life is returning to the struggling group. Leslie Picker's breaking it down back at headquarters. Leslie.
That's right, Melissa. It was a rough start to the year for cryptocurrency-focused hedge funds. Even though they started turning things around in April, it's unclear whether they can capture the extraordinary returns of last year. According to HFR, which compiles a cryptocurrency index, the weighted average performance was down each of the first 3 months of 2018. In March, the strategy declined about 34%. But in April, things came roaring back. The HFR cryptocurrency index surged a whopping 49%, its best monthly performance since December. And while that helped dent some of the losses for the year, the index is still down about 17.5%. Compare that with gains of 2,907% last year. The recent losses seem to have hampered the number of new crypto fund launches this year. According to Preqin, 5 new funds were launched so far, meaning 2018 is on pace for about 8 new launches. Compare that to 45 launches in 2017. According to a recent report by Bloomberg, at least 9 cryptocurrency hedge funds shuttered in the first quarter of 2018. Still, data from Autonomous Next found that there are still more than 250 crypto funds with as much as $5 billion worth of assets under management. So those who have survived still believe that skillful trading and diversification among the more than 1,500 cryptocurrencies can help them eke out returns, Melissa.
All right, Leslie, thank you very much. Leslie Picker back at headquarters. For more, let's bring in Dan Moorhead. He runs one of the world's largest crypto hedge funds, Pantera Capital, which made a fortune off of Bitcoin when it soared to all-time highs back in December. But the hedge fund, of course, like many others out there, saw the darker side of the trend as well. Dan, welcome back to the show. It's always great to see you. So where do we stand right now? A lot of people are pointing to institutional investors entering the space as the next big catalyst. Has that come? Have there been enough solutions for institutional investors when it comes to custodial problems and also just the willingness of institutions to invest this way?
Yeah, I think that there's an image out there that there's an on-off switch and it's off now and they're going to flick it on some particular date and institutions will pile in. We've had institutional investors since 2013 and it's a process. Obviously, risk and reward go together. A couple of years ago, it was a lot of risk, but there was a lot of reward. And we have yet to get to the point where we have an SEC-regulated custodian, which is the one kind of silver bullet everyone's waiting for. But many institutions are essentially buying the rumor and selling the fact, getting invested now so that in 3, 4, 5 months when the institutional quality SEC-regulated custodians that we're hearing about come online, they'll already have their positions.
Have you been actively trading around Bitcoin positions, and where do you see the value here in terms of the price level?
Yeah, so in our view, all cryptocurrencies are very cheap right now. They're down 65% from their highs. At the highs, everybody wanted to get invested.
At the highs, were they too expensive?
Yeah, obviously, okay. in hindsight. They, right now, they're still down about 65%. Much cheaper to buy now and participate in the rally as it goes. And there is a good technical indicator that we look at. When the currency breaks through its 200-day moving average, if you buy that day and sell a year later, you make an average of 239%. It's a very simple strategy.
So let's go through that again. Once a currency breaks its 200-day moving average, you buy, and then one year later, it's up.
This is on Bitcoin. It's happened about 5 times in the past 6 years. Once it hits that, if you just buy it and sell it without even thinking a year later, you make 239%. And I think that's the essence of this trade, is it rarely ever gets cheap to its long-term average. So today is a good day to be buying.
How many coins do you own overall, and what's your favorite coin right now in terms of, I don't know, return from this point to a year from now?
We own about 35 pre-auction ICOs, and then we also own about 25 of the liquid blockchains like XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. We're always trading those around because there's great opportunities. Our fund's actually up, even though Bitcoin is down since December. So you can buy any one of the currencies, you know, when it's going up, when other things are going down. And I think the most exciting thing in this space is Augur. Augur's going to go live with its prediction market on July 9th, and it'll be the first big thing working on top of Ethereum. And I think that's going to really get people excited. And so Augur Rep is probably the most interesting currency right now.
So, Dan, actually, I want to ask you a little bit about Augur then, because we saw with CryptoKitties, that broke Ethereum. Ethereum has yet to scale. We're talking end of the year scaling. How is Augur going to work on top of Ethereum if it can't scale?
Yeah, so I guess I would say it didn't break Ethereum. It kind of ground it down for a few days and slowed it down. But I think all those projects are great to show what can happen. And obviously, they do need to scale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those blockchains do 5 to 10 transactions per second. They need to get to hundreds or thousands. And Augur's going to prompt that to begin happening. It's not going to be great for, initially day trading super active things. It's going to be better for making bets on things like sports events or things that happen a few days hence, or, it's not like day trading Apple stock.
Has the legalization of sports gambling changed your view on Augur? Is there a place, or more of a place now, that the Supreme Court has ruled that you can have legal sports gambling? Sure. So there's another exciting project, Funfair, that's just gone to mainnet, and it's actually the first online legal gambling site that's been launched. And there again, I think it's another really exciting opportunity to see actually people using cryptocurrencies to do something beyond CryptoKitties, which was a really cute little concept. Do you have a CryptoKitty? I don't. You don't? Oh, wow. I was just fully expecting you to say you have like half a dozen or something. I'm short crypto. Right. Dan, it's always good to see you. I hope you'll come back soon. Dan Moorhead of Pantera Capital. You like Augur?
Yeah, I do. I love the project. It's a good project. We've been waiting a little while for that to come on. And I think actually these projects are going to force the scaling, right? Because if somebody really wants to use Augur and use it that well and it's too slow, that's going to put pressure, and as much pressure as you can, on scaling these projects. And that really, to me, there are going to be two themes this year: scaling and interoperability, meaning I can send stuff between chains. Those are the big themes for this year. So does your CryptoKitty operate properly on Ethereum? I don't. You know what? I'm short of CryptoKitties too. Oh, you don't have? Yeah, I didn't. Well, they were too expensive. Like $100,000. I thought all the ballers had kitties. It's a lot. It's $100,000 for a digital cat is a lot for BK.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs and the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.